Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I was sitting down to do this video this morning and there's just this resounding understanding that something is just not working as it is. And there is like no resisting it anymore. Like something really needs to change. And it feels to me like whoever this is for, you're holding on to an old version of yourself or an old ideal or the way things used to be because it worked at the time. But I feel like a lot has changed since then. And so the parameters of it can't stay the same. They aren't staying the same. And you're not flowing with the change. I have this like anxiety in my chest. The realization is there, like things just aren't working anymore. There's an aspect of the way that it was before that is very nostalgic. Something changed though. The way that it used to be done was based off of your energy then. Like if you think about the beginning of a relationship, like who you are, and the way you present yourself, and the way the dynamic flows together is different than 3 years later. The flow, there's something about the flow that just, I don't know, isn't there anymore. And you're holding on to the way that it was. So I wanted to kind of pull some cards on that. There's a song message that I woke up with this morning. Okay, so we got the Hierophant and Page of Cups. Hold them up together. There's some sort of guide here to like stir up those feelings again. It feels like a little bit of faith has been lost. Faith. Who you were at the time. You believed in magic. You were a little bit like your belief system was a little bit different back then. And I feel like it's time to get back to that again. So what's changed and what is missing now, what's different now than what it was before, is that it's like you were a different person. You were more in your essence, in your belief system, and I'm just seeing like one of my best friends who is like super like metaphysical and believes in the magic of the universe and manifesting and law of attraction and just has this belief in love that everything happens for a reason and like all of those things that are like a belief system. And like I used to be in that place too. And I feel like I've slowly gotten more and more and more like 3D, and the magic has kind of been stripped away just a little bit. We've done a lot of healing work, and I'll just give you an example. I, the other day, had so much anxiety and I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to figure it out. And like, where is this coming from? And, you know, I must have been triggered by something and I have this fear and let me face the fear. And, you know, it's got to be something from my childhood and blah, blah, blah. And and the more that I tried to resist it or tried to figure it out, the harder it was. And I ended up having a panic attack and blah, blah, blah. And I was telling my friend about it, like I was supposed to go and see her, and then I bailed. I was just like, I'm having so much anxiety right now. I can't come. She texted me the next day with a reel that there was somebody on TikTok that was talking about the Schumann resonance. And he was like, are you having, you know, so much anxiety lately? And showed a chart of, you know, the picture of the Schumann resonance, and this is why, like it's been off the charts, and you know the electromagnetic frequency of the vibration of the planet affects us because we are electromagnetic beings. And I was like, right, of course. There was a time back in the day when I would experience anxiety, or I was so aware of how sensitive to energy I was that it wasn't all internal for me. I would look externally and I was just like, well, what's happening right here? What's going on with the Schumann? right away I would go straight to that thought. I've been so internal and healing and like trying to figure things out on the inside. I forget about this interaction and this dynamic with the world around me. And I feel like I've maybe been like really affected by this area that I live in. And I feel like my radar system is, I don't know, just kind of very 3D recently. And she sent that to me yesterday. I was like, oh, that's such a relief to rely on that knowledge that it's not just me. It's not just happening inside of me. I'm sensitive to energy and the energy of the earth around me. Let me connect back with the earth and with that knowing inside me. And the belief system that I used to have, that I would rely on, that's what's changed. And so the way things are right now is not working anymore because I've gotten so far away from those tools that I had in understanding and processing the world around me. That anxiety, if I right away had said, ooh, what's going on with the Schumann? I may have handled it differently. I may have been able to move through it and roll with it and a little bit differently. It's like getting back to that faith again. Just like at the beginning of your spiritual journey, the way that it was for me. Everything was new and exciting. It's just like a relationship. Everything was new and exciting, and you meet new people and you understand new things, and there's like new knowledge that is here for you. And it's time to take it to the next level. It's time to like reinvigorate your relationship with a person or move on from that relationship because it served its purpose or whatever. Or get back to that initial newness again. How can you reinvigorate a relationship and get back to that newness? There's new knowledge that's there that it's like you need to tune back into again. Or move through and let go of and move on, move forward. Sometimes that means changes and endings. Right? But I do feel like there's a lot of new knowledge here. So the song message that was coming through, it's a song by one of the artists that my daughter really likes. His name's Joshua Bassett. I think the song is called Mirror. And the lyric that keeps playing is, I don't recognize the face in the mirror. The face in the mirror isn't mine. Face in the mirror isn't mine. And for those of you on this channel, you know, I talk about Twin Flame, and that's where it all started, was on this Twin Flame train. And you know, our Twin Flame was the catalyst to recognizing the mirrors of the world and people around us. They were just like the strongest mirror. And we used that tool a lot. Like, in order to see what's going on inside of you, use the mirror, look at other people and witness, you know, how you feel about them or what you're noticing about them, or your twin is your ultimate mirror. And so what it is that you notice about them, like, you know, we used that as a tool to do a deep dive inside of ourselves. So this divine masculine energy, what is it that I need to look at in the divine masculine energy here inside of me? And it is, you know, was the catalyst for a huge spiritual journey. I feel like we need to come back around again to the mirror. What is the mirror? What are you not seeing in the mirror? Or it's like, I don't recognize my face in the mirror, which is funny because on here, I see myself on the screen. It's like the face in the mirror isn't mine. which is funny because it is mine. There's something in that. There's something in that. The face in the mirror. And it just keeps repeating and repeating. So Spirit's playing it for me over and over again to get to it. The face in the mirror isn't mine. Okay, so this card is sitting out here from a reading that I did yesterday with, or Sunday, a collaborative reading that I did with a dear friend of mine and Reiki student of mine. This was the last card that came out, and I was like, ooh, I'm leaving that out on the desk right there, right? What I'm seeing is like the face in the mirror isn't mine. Like when I move into a place of like channeling, the energy that's here is like universal energy and yours. Not just mine, but yours. So the face that I'm looking at right here is not mine, it's yours. It's the universe, it's God, it's source, it's the song is kind of in a negative context where it's like I'm so beyond me anymore. I don't even recognize myself anymore, right? It's like, look at it differently. So that's the shadow aspect of it. Like you don't even recognize yourself, and who are you anymore? Because you've gone so far away from who you really are. And that's kind of where we started in the first place. Like, what has changed in your life? You've moved so far away from who you are and who you're meant to be. The world around you doesn't even recognize the frequency of you anymore because it is masked by and overlaid by the energy of other people and the things that are going on in the universe right now. And it's like time to come back to that 0 point again. So like there's a part of you that has kind of lost that spark inside of you. And now it's time to get it back. It's time to get it back. There's this call, this clarion call, this universal trumpet to come back into the divine you, the you that is like, I just hear spark and mission and purpose and really at the end of the day, your purpose is just to be you. There's a part of you that has been lost in the shuffle, and you can't operate like that anymore. This call has gone out. Like, think about, I don't know, like solar flares. When solar flares go out, it's like this clarion call to spark that piece of the sun, that light inside of you, and the frequency of that hits you, and it's just like, bah, I can't not be that. We keep getting waves of this call coming in. And the parts of you that, sit over top of that light, it's painful. It's like you can't not be your true self anymore. There are parts of you that are very afraid of letting all of that out, but it's not like you'll have physical pain. I had, massive panic attack, resisting that understanding, that knowing in me, or my belief system. What is your belief system? We have to get back to that again. And we need to free ourselves to believe what it is, whatever it is that we believe, whatever it is, without shame. And there is a structured belief system that stops you from doing that. What do I believe? I believe in our connection with the earth. I believe that the earth has a frequency. I believe that the universe speaks to us all the time. I believe that there are messages coming from animal spirits that you notice every single day. I believe that everyone is a mirror. I believe, all of these things, like list all of these things. I believe that there's magic all around us. I believe that our thoughts have power. I believe that I have the right to believe whatever I want to believe. I believe that when I find a feather outside, it's a direct message from spirit and a gift from the universe that whatever it is that I'm doing in that moment, or whatever it is that I'm thinking, or wherever I am, they're recognizing that I'm like fully present. There are so many things that you believe about yourself and about the world around you that you've kind of strayed away from, and we have to come back to that 0 point again, okay? You are being called. And it may be that you just need some coaching right now. You need some coaching to get back to that belief system. Like in the beginning of a relationship, I was just telling somebody yesterday that I feel like I've kind of gotten to a point where I just don't believe in love anymore, or there's a part of me that has kind of shut down because I made the wrong choice, or I was hurt, or have been hurt over and over again because I take a chance on love, or I take a chance on a person and give them my love and then I get hurt, or whatever it is. And I've stopped believing in, I don't know, what I believed love was, I guess. I feel like there's this little part of me that's just like, maybe I believe in it for other people, but I don't believe that I'm meant for this. And it is a romantic love. Like I experience love in a lot of places, you know, with my family and my kids and my friends, and but when it comes to a romantic love, there's this part of me that has done all this deep diving and all of this like psychological processing and understanding and attachment theory and things like that. And is every relationship just an attachment? I mean, it's very, very layered. But the part of me that just believed that people come together because they are meant to like pour their love into someone else. There's heartbreak there that doesn't like want to believe in that anymore. But, you know, I can't deny it. I can't not be that version of myself that believes in fairy tales, believes that there is that match for me. It's like she has to come out. She can't not be that. She can't be this hurt version of herself anymore. She gets to choose. And so one of my biggest belief systems is I get to choose. And so coming out of victim mode, deciding, where is that message coming from? Where is that knowing coming from? It's coming from inside of me. It's coming from that clarion call. It's coming from spirit. Okay, I want to read this to you, this from the book. I haven't gotten this deck out in a very long time, this Good Tarot. I couldn't connect with it. It's like I couldn't read the deck. These cards would come out and I would go straight into my brain. Not my intuitive side, in my mind, because I'm looking at this going, what card is, and I'm trying to translate it. Instead of just reading the card as it is, I'm trying to, this is the Judgment card. Is this the Judgment card? This is the Judgment card. And in a regular deck, this is what it normally looks like. And like if you're trying to understand a word in another language that you're learning, like Spanish, you tell me, rojo. And I'm looking at the word rojo and I see the word red. So I translate it into the English language in order to understand it and feel it and know it. Instead of looking at rojo and just knowing that it's this color. It's like one extra step that my brain is doing in order to understand. And that feels to me like intuitively is a little bit of a disconnect from the intuitiveness. I was told that you have to interpret things a certain way, and if I'm really going to read this deck the proper way and give you the proper message, that's what I have to do, is this translated to, this is the Judgment card, and so my understanding of the Judgment card is what I'm going to, relay to you. that is me thinking way too much and doing things the way that others have told me to do things. That is not me. That's what they told me I should be in order to be legit, to be effective for you. I've gotten far away from myself and my belief system. So it's like circling back around again. I'm going to do what Spirit tells me to do, and I'm going to be that image here, that face in the mirror. I'm going to be the mirror of you, the one who needs to tune back into their intuition again. There is something in your intuition that you're making decisions based off of how others will react, or what others will approve of, or what they will validate for you. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the self-fulfilling prophecy where they will reject you, or it will, you'll be so far past. What they really want is you, deep down. But you kind of mold yourself. It cannot work that way anymore. It just can't. There's, from when you were in your glory, in the depth of, this newness and, let's say the beginning of your spiritual journey, and you learn to read cards, or, I took Reiki classes, and my gifts kind of really came out, and it was this exciting flow of new understanding and new knowledge and blah, blah, blah. And it was just filled me so much. From then, there was this huge journey of exploration and inner work and modalities and stripping away of traumas and things like that. And there's a lot that was learned from, it's like the Fool card. The Fool is that beginning thing that I'm describing to you. It's the Fool card. If you guys read tarot, that's, oh gosh, okay. So what they're showing me is on our spiritual journey, having gone through the adventure, I heard adventure, but the journey of the Fool's journey, that is the tarot deck, is the journey of the Fool from the beginning to, what's the last card in the Major Arcana? Is it Judgment or is it World? I'm pretty sure it's the World. Yeah, the World card is the last one. A dance to the music of all creation. Listen, can you hear it? Which is funny because I had a music message in this one. So on our spiritual journey, we go through the path and the journey of the Fool. In the beginning, the Fool is just like this leap of faith and this excitement. And we go through all the phases of growth when it comes to that. Now, there are a lot of lessons learned along the way. And so who you are at the end of that journey is way different than who you were at the beginning of that journey. But your core and you have also crafted your belief system based off of your experiences and your understanding of the world around you and spirit through that journey. So your belief system has core beliefs, and then there were things that were stripped away that helped you to understand things a little deeper. And what you believe now is a more solid version of a philosophy or belief system, like I'm talking about, than it was before. It's more grounded. It's more rooted in reality. You have more of a human understanding of how to apply all of that spiritual knowing and higher knowledge to your everyday life. And so back to the beginning again, the beginning of the reading, there's something that's going on in your everyday life right now that has, I just heard Medit's maker, is coming to an end. And the lessons there were massive. And now it's time to apply a deeper you, a more free you, and the knowledge that you have at this point to what it is that you're supposed to do moving forward. You're in the middle of a massive transition. And things are going to look different. Now, I do feel like there's an intentional change that needs to happen that you have to decide on. An intentional change. Whether that's changing a job or changing your, limiting belief. Or it does feel like a big shift. And you're being called to do that. And you're being called to something more. The scope of what that more is or what that looks like for you is not clear, and that's terrifying. And so that makes you want to hold on to what you do know and what you've been doing, or like this old job or whatever it is. Doesn't mean that you have to go out and quit your job today. It just means that you accept that this job is not right for me. It is suppressing my inner light in a way that is making me physically sick. And so I have this resolve, I have this knowing that I have to leave this job. And you get the ball rolling for opening up to what's next. And it will come your way. The partnership that you have with the universe that you used to believe so deeply in, that partnership is coming back around again. For some of you, that means a physical partnership, either in work or a relationship or something like that. And so you can't see the scope of where you're going to be going with your job or your passion project or whatever it is, because you have not connected with the person who is going to build that with you yet. But when you sit in this knowing that that is making its way into you, and that this over here, the process has started to start moving away from it and away from it, your job, or as an example, your job, or it could be a relationship too. It's like you find peace in that. It's acceptance. It's a space of acceptance. I don't know what's next, but I'm not making decisions based off of the fear of not knowing, because I have this knowing that whatever is coming is a freer space and a more me space than what this is over here. And that has become so unhealthy for me that I can't deny that part of myself anymore. I have to free myself from that. And so the process of freedom has begun. The transitional period is filled with deep emotion, heartbreak, processing, mourning, and grief. I think anytime you move into and transition into a new version of you, or that next step, that next phase in life, there is a transitional grief period that you have to go through. And it's like this ebb state where you rejuvenate yourself and you mourn the loss of expectation or what you thought that it was. And on the other side of that grief, you come into acceptance, which is one of the steps of grief, that the universe knows better. This or something better. That used to be in your core belief system. You got stuck in holding on to this because I want it to be this, and I want to make sure that I've done everything that I can do, and that I've, learned all my lessons. And you were there in order to learn your lessons. I feel like those lessons have been learned and it's time to move on. When you get to that level of acceptance, it becomes the or something better. This or something better. And the universe is telling you, we have something better in store for you. Will you open yourself up to receive it? All the work that we've done on the feminine to free her. We have freed her to receive what it is that she deserves, to understand her value and her worth and her job on this planet. And part of her job is being the receptor, receiving her birthright. And the universe is sending you these signals of more and next and growth and opening, more receiving. So when you get to that place of acceptance, do you know everything that's laid out for you? No, but you're accepting that you don't need to know at this point. You trust and you believe that you don't have to control all the things, that it is this divine partnership with God, the universe, source around you for your highest vibrational timeline. You're in the middle of stepping onto a new timeline. You have to grieve the loss of the old timeline. It's a necessary part of it. And that's where we are right now. We can't hold onto it and tight to it anymore. And I just heard it was good while it lasted. It really was. It really was. It really was. It's okay to miss that. Ooh, that was very emotional for me. And it served you at the time. There were some really, really beautiful, good moments. There really were. And I want to move on. I want to be like, and there will be coming forward. But, just stay with that. Just stay with that. It's like you're trying to get those moments back again. And that's where the mind has a really hard time balancing what's going on in the heart. I want it back. I want it back. I want it back. I want that back. I want those moments back. Just remember this or something better. Sit with those really beautiful moments. Sit with those. Sit with those and appreciate them and love them. Because what's coming up, this or something better, can you imagine even better? We're going to get to that point, okay? Face in the mirror, I just heard again, the face in the mirror isn't mine, the face in the mirror. And who you thought was your mirror or who is in front of you as a mirror. It's like it's not the face of the future anymore. It's the face of who you needed to be looking at the time. Now you have to get back to your own. Use yourself as the mirror right now. And then there's another mirror coming in. Okay? I was going to read this for you real quick. Number 20. I just opened right to it. Purpose and true prosperity. I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I'm being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. Anything not in alignment with that is moving out at this point. I'm here for a reason. I'm required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose, that I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. At this point, your purpose is not to do anything. It is to be, to sit still, to work on receiving, and to know you are exactly where you need to be right now. And so your purpose is to be and to recognize yourself again. Your true self. Okay. If you need help with that, I'm here for you. All my information is down in the box below. Love you.